G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_gaming for another Dokkan battle video. So as you can see here, I do have Jiren. He's maxed out at 55%. Chuck some equips on him here, the silver combo +5, very good equipment. So pretty happy with that. And we've got his links between 4 and 6 here. So thought it was time to do a bit of a showcase for him here. And as you can see, we've got the Universal Survival Saga team with the Kaioken Goku and the friend Jiren as the other unit here. So as we jump in, we're sitting at about 435k health, which is not a bad number, and a perfect first rotation. So the first rotation that I did want was to have the KO and Khalifa together, and then to get a Jiren and Toppo as the other rotation. So yeah, we'll just float Toppo off and we'll fix up that next time. I am going to leave my Jiren on rotation rather than the friend, just because I want to show him off at 55%, but the friend's is a 69%, so they've got the one dupe in there. Very jealous of that. Have seen a number of rainbowed ones in the friend list, but unfortunately wasn't able to find any of those at this point in time, which is crazy because that's got to be very, very lucky. And in saying that, I was extremely lucky. If you did catch my summoning video, I did purchase him. Did get him within the 200 stones, and then purchased the UI Goku that I have on this rotation as well. So not a great deal of luck in terms of the key arrangements here. Look, we're not going to be able to get the second super off for the friend Jiren, but that's irrelevant because we're not going to survive to that stage. So I'd say we would get the finish here. Yep, nice 1.62. Now tech units do have that crit chance from the hidden potential system just automatically. So that's why you're seeing him get the crit there. Whereas if he does get an additional, it will be from the equipment skill orbs that I have given him. And I do like the idea of giving him additional to make the most of his passive for either being effective or stunning based on the condition of the enemy, whether they are stunned or whether they're in attack, defense down, whatever the case may be. So we'll power through this, and it'll be our first rotation with the Toppo next to the Jiren, and let's see what we can do at 55%. As you can see, pretty impressive from the Kaioken God Goku here, but he does look a lot better when he is next to Jiren. When he is next to UI Goku, so that hurts as well there. I guess we may as well go for the attack raise as well. So he's going to get a booster there. If we do it that way, is that going to open up the STR orbs? Yep. So we'll get a bit of a heal. We did take a bit of damage last turn from the Kaioken Goku. He can be very, very, very squishy on the defensive end. But as you can see, we've got Toppo, easy aid. Very, very good easy aid. Becomes one of the best support units in the game. I don't even think that's questionable at this stage. But we didn't get off the 18 key, which is a bit sad, because that's where Jiren really goes to work. But it was still a 3 million or so attack stat, I think. So again, I'm going to float Jiren off. We'll put Khalifa in there because she is going to get some dodges for us and help us run through this a little bit quicker. Because she does have that guaranteed dodge against Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan enemies. So when you do have this Tech Khalifa and the STR KO next to each other, they take no damage. They're a very safe rotation to run in an event like this, and especially in the LGE, because they are also stacking attack and defense, and the KO gets her guard when next to a Khalifa. So awesome rotation. If you haven't got those missions done in LGE, I definitely recommend testing that out. So what we might do is collect that, and so we can get 8 there. Yeah, 8's going to be the best we can do. We're going to get that little booster, sorry, from Toppo. So let's see how much Toppo takes here. Oh wow, I guess I must have given him 3 dodge. I do like to do that with most of my units, so I guess that's that firing off. And as you can see, after Toppo's gotten off his super attack at 55%, Jiren's pumping out a 4.6 million attack stat, and that is with the without a 24 key. And then here is the skill orb that I had activated. I mean, not activated, had equipped to him, and he's fired off a second super attack. So we've just done upwards of 7 million damage, I guess, if you were using the base attack stats. So really, really strong. He's just going to help you power through pretty much anything you want in this game. He's a crazy unit, and as he gets added to more and more teams, as long as you've got Toppo there, he's going to be an instant classic. You're going to put him in straight away. So there goes Frost. I'm not getting to showcase UI very much here, but I guess that's what happens when he is sitting in that 3rd slot. So we're going to collect all of those. That's going to help us boost up the towards the active skill of the Jiren, and we'll get that little heal there too. So he does need to take damage 5 times, and then you are able to pop that active skill. And the active skill raises your attack and defense by 30%, while also dropping the enemy's attack and defense by 30%. And that helps you activate the aspects of his passive, where he does get that effective against all types. So getting Toppo's super attack off here, and that's going to allow for the second Jiren. Wow, and we're getting a second one here. So the friend Jiren here is going to be putting out some big damage, I think. So let's see what we get. 5.57, pretty much 5.6 million. No items active, just help from Toppo. Nearly 1 million on a normal. So poor Kaba's just been obliterated. But that's alright. So we'll click that. Grab a little bit of a heal here. We'll just collect those. And we're going to get our Dokkan attack off next rotation as well. So that'll be nice. We'll be able to power through this Kale. So only thing with this Khalifa is, well, on this rotation, type disadvantage. Unless we get those crits off, we're not going to do a great deal of damage. I did go pretty balanced with the Kale. So we should, well, I assume we should get some crits here. Would help us put the Super Saiyan Kale away, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case at this stage anyways. But not to matter, because we will be dishing out some real damage with this Dokkan attack with Jiren next. Hopefully Jiren gets hit a couple more times so we can really just enforce that 24 key super. And yeah, Matt, who knows, we may one-shot it. We'll see how we go. Oh, and we've got that active skill as well. So I guess we may as well pop that. We'll accompany the active skill and the Dokkan attack. So this will be very, very much close to maximum damage, apart from the fact that I'm not going to let Toppo attack first, obviously, because we don't want Toppo getting off the Dokkan attack, really. So there it is. We did only get the 22 key super, but hopefully this is a nice big critical for us. So nice and slow Dokkan mode is handy. And let's see what type of stats we put out here. So down the bottom, 5.7 million is the stat. So let's have a look-see. Very clean animations. They are quite simplistic, but I do like them a lot. 4 million. So let's see what damage we take here. Will also be interesting because we do have the type disadvantage. 160k. So I guess that might seem like a lot, but that's really not the end of the world when you're pumping out the attack stats that he is, because when you're getting a Dokkan attack off, you do heal based on your attack stat. So that is just something to keep in mind. UI is going to look very unimpressive here because he hasn't built up, because he's been in that third slot, so he hasn't been getting hit. So just pre-warning for that. And he also hasn't dodged any of the 3 attacks that I have put him through. So that's quite unlucky. But look, as long as he can get a couple dodges in, the last stage of the event against hit is the stage where nobody is able to dodge. So this Khalifa, that is why if you are going to bring her in here, you need to make sure that she is getting off those super attacks early on in the event, because you don't want to get to that last stage and have her get KO'd because she can't dodge against hit. So I think, is it AGL? Yep, AGL Khalifa up here. So that works out nicely. Get that big 24 key super off there. Take that into that. Leaves a ton of key spheres. Not that I don't think we'll have anyone on rotation that really needs them. UI Goku could probably do with them next rotation. But let's see. I think it was about 4.6 million, and we got the crit. So from my testing so far, it seems as if you have the same leaders as what I've got here, 24 key super next to Toppo, you're going to be sitting at about 4.6 million attack stat. As you can see, Toppo, how beneficial he is for the other units on this team as well, like Kaioken Goku was up to a 2.6 million attack stat here. He's going to take quite a lot of damage here. Hopefully we do survive. Oh no, I'd say we're dead. Oh, yeah, that wasn't ideal. Means that I am going to have to pop an item. I really didn't want to do so. I should have bought Ghost Usher or something. I could have just wiped out that last rotation. But anyway, that is what it is. Not much we can do about it now. We just have to consider next rotation when Jiren does get hit, that he does have that extra defense from the Ada that we just popped. But we'll finish off the AGL Khalifa here. I would be very surprised if we didn't. It'd take no crits from Kale here, and she is rainbowed, so I guess if she fires off 4 super attacks, you'd hope that one of them is a crit. There it is. And yeah, we move to the next thing, which is the 2 Namekians. So the second last stage. Let's collect those. And by grabbing those, we should... it was only 5. I thought it was going to line up a little bit nicer than that. But we still got the 18 key off. So again, pretty much 4.6 million attack stat there. So very consistent. He is, I dare say, he's a very consistent unit. You know what you're going to get with Jiren. You're not relying on RNG. You know that you're just going to be pumping out a ton of damage. His defense is going to be extremely solid, and you're going to burn through events really, really quickly. This is probably not a team that burns through events crazily quickly, other than their Jiren. But as you can see, we are doing pretty well for time. This is the second stage. Second last stage, sorry. So 4.8 thanks to those supers from Toppo. And hopefully we can get a nice crit or something. Nope, nothing. But we are building up his Jiren's active skill there, which is handy. So we'll get off that 12 key super. Got to make sure you get off the super with Kaioken Goku. Really stack that attack. Obviously he's not going to be as effective as he would be in a Reps of Universe 7 here team, because he doesn't have the ability to pop that active skill. There you go. The Namekians do heal, so that can be a struggle for other people in things such as Battlefield, where you do have that turn restriction, but here you're not limited like that, so shouldn't be too much of an issue, especially if you've got units that can dish out a lot of damage like this Kale. She doesn't inflict a crazy amount of damage on one super, but when you see her popping off 4 supers, if a couple of them are crits, you can really burn through this stage. We did only get the 1 crit, so it's a bit annoying, but look, not the end of the world. get another stack here. The game is glitching quite a lot. Not sure why that is, but to get 2 stacks off there is really nice. Oh, and the crit and finish, so perfect. We move on to this last stage against hit. So we are unable to dodge from now on. So what I will do is, if we go like that, that probably didn't drop how I was hoping it would. I think Toppo should, yeah, there you go, defends this really well. Will be interesting to see how much damage he does take on a super though. Oh, 90k, that's nothing. So the annoying thing with hit, as we've seen, is he locks your rotation and disables dodge. However, we have got lucky with Toppo getting off 2 supers in that first slot. That means we're going to get an extra attack boost to both Jiren and to UI. Look at that, 5.1 million attack stat. This should cause some big damage. It would be great to get a second super off here. No, not that lucky. But this, as I mentioned earlier, UI is floating around in that 3rd slot, so he's going to look quite unimpressive, just because he hasn't had a chance to really build up. So let's see who gets locked in here first. Of course, it's Toppo. It's Jiren, sorry. We'll just collect that, go to that, and then we'll line up that. So next rotation, the Jiren will have quite a lot of tech key spheres there. So as you just saw, we finally ran out of the key from getting hit mechanic. It is a very overpowered mechanic. It makes it so easy for LRs like this to be getting off their 18 key super, especially when you see the other Jiren next to Toppo, who is giving the 1 key as well as the other support buffs. It gets to a point where you don't really even need to get key spheres to be firing off that 18 key super, which again just reverts back to what I was saying about Jiren being ultra consistent. I guess if you're using UI Goku, you're relying on the dodge. It's a bit of RNG, and it doesn't always fall in your favor. Whereas this, that's actually really annoying. I guess I'll go like that. Into that, I guess. We will finish hit here. Toppo will take a bit more damage here. Oh no, don't worry, ignore me, that was nothing. There's every chance that Blue Kaioken Goku finishes him off, but if not, Jiren will obliterate him. But 3.8 million does show that this Goku has a place in the game, in your teams, but it's not a unit that I'm crazy about. But there you go, guys. There's a 55% showcase on Jiren in the Infinite Dragon Ball history. Obviously, he's amazing. A definite top 5 LR in the game. Very versatile. He's going to be awesome in any event that you want to play. New record. Not a very fast one, but there you go. Hope that you found the video useful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you've been going, if you managed to pull Jiren or whether you've been using him a lot. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the unit overall. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next one.